The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance.
What's up? What's up, guys? What's up? AW Lights. No. What's up? Welcome to Let's Talk Pop, episode 86 on my channel, the Aaron World Order channel, my main pop culture channel. What's up? Hope you're having a good afternoon or evening. Man, it's really, really hot where I am. I was out today, sweating like crazy. Loved it. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. Rather have that than being cold. Of course. It's beautiful. It's just a beautiful day out. Warm, hot, whatever. It's just a beautiful day. Here where I live. And hopefully you're having a good afternoon too. Hopefully it's nice where you guys are at. Welcome to Let's Talk Pop, episode 86. Guys, there's stuff to talk about in this episode. You're all welcome to join. If you have a link, all welcome to join. Please. Okay. All welcome to join. If you'd like. And yeah, okay, man. So, I will put this on there. I will, okay. So, okay. If you're watching an X, well, welcome to the show, man. I'm sorry in advance. So, yeah, okay, man. As I said last night, I already got my Deadpool and Wolverine ticket, which is true. So, yeah, I'm ready patiently waiting for the film to come out. Already got my ticket. Got to wait 2 months. 2 months for the film. Yeah. It's not killing me, guys. It's not really killing me. I'm not eager to see it. I'm not like chomping at the bit to see it. And I know I did say this. I'm going to start this at 7 o'clock Eastern time. But I set it up because I set that up knowing I might be early. 7 o'clock was just a placeholder time. So there's a chance I would have been earlier than that. So which I am, obviously. I started about 15 minutes before. And so before we get into this, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about, we'll talk about the main topic up here. Actually, there's a lot of Margot Robbie stuff. Actually, we're going to talk about Margot Robbie stuff. We're going to talk about some other things, other important movie entertainment news, TV news, whatever. All right, I have to read the description when I put it in. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, do all that. And if you have an invitation, okay, feel free to come on. We're going to talk so much about what I just talked about. So we're going to talk about Margot Robbie. So this is episode 86. Yes, episode 86 of Let's Talk Pop. 14 episodes away to 100. So we're still a long way off to episode 100, but we're getting there. We're getting closer to episode 100, and it's too early to decide what I'm going to do for the 100th episode. Right? We're about a little over 3 months, so three and a half months away. No, it's not a weekly show. This is not a weekly show, so there's no exact timeline. So it could be I could do 2 or 3 episodes a week. Don't expect 3 months away. Episode 100. You can see it next week, which won't. It's not possible. But you can see it in a couple weeks, which I don't think is possible. You know what? You can see it in July, end of June, July. Maybe I'll be in my 100th episode. But if it's going to do a 100th episode, by the time we get to 100th episode, I'm going to have to set it up very differently than the previous episodes. Make it more special. Make it bigger. And I'd like to invite Degrassi Knowles, who had a bit of one of his first times live on the trauma stream last night.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh yeah.
I'm coming in a little hot. I adjusted my mic. I don't know how it sounds.
That's fine.
My
It's
head
fine.
setting. Cool.
It's fine.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good, man. Had a good day. It's really hot.
It's beautiful here. So
Nice. Yeah. Where I'm is hot. I was sweating all day, man. I was out. That's the summer for you, man. It's yeah, so there's stuff to talk about. Maybe more people will come on just than just us too. I would talk about I caught some of the stream yesterday. Purpose stream. Talking about Marvel and the arguments that's going on. And I know you wanted to come on my stream last night. I'm sorry that I ended it.
Oh no, it's good. Everybody was on last night. I wanted to try to.
I started after Perp ended it. I wasn't even planning to go last night, but it was just frustrating to watch because like
You're telling me.
It's man, like it's really stupid. We're fighting about the direction of Marvel's going, and this comes from the TV executive side of things first, not the movie side of things. It was Brad Winderbaum, I think that's his name, Winderbaum, who said, but right, it was not Kevin Feige, even though Kevin Feige probably obviously knows. And Jarbo has to make a whole thing. Jarbo is. I usually don't like to talk. This is not usually a dissect show, but on this channel I'm gonna be doing dissect. Like Jarbo thinks like he doesn't understand. I don't think he understands what's happening here because the MCU is like the comics. It's expanding. Okay, it's expanding.
Yeah.
And Degrassi, we're big comic fans. You're bigger than me because you've been around longer. MCU for Infinity War, you kind of have to follow every movie, right? You kind of have to follow every movie to the Infinity Saga, right? You had to.
Yeah,
now,
I mean, they connect in a how tenuous those connections may be. They were still sold to us as. They're sold to us as phases and part of a saga in a self-contained universe. It's not very complicated, the comics are the same way.
As you know, DC and Marvel over the years, as more characters get introduced in the comics, they get their own series eventually, right? That's what happened. That's what happened in the MCU.
Yes. Common.
Yeah. And so not everything needs to be connected to the main overall plot of the saga, right?
And nothing has to be one-to-one. These adaptations, they'll never be one-to-one. You know, and we can't expect that. They never have been. They never will be. Yeah. It's just a bevy of unrealistic expectations layered upon like not knowing what you don't know, and then trying to present yourself as an expert, and that creates problems. So I'll let you go here in 1 second. I'll finish my thought before I lose it.
Go ahead.
The comics do matter. The source material does matter, whether you like it or not, good or bad. These things matter. Otherwise, these things wouldn't exist. Is it nice to see a bold and fresh reinvention of these things from time to time? Yeah, just as it's nice to see a classic take that captures all of the heart and spirit and message, whatever. We can have it all if we weren't also.
It's like here's the difference between comics and novels. Novels usually have an end, right? Bunch of books. Harry Potter has an end, right? 7 books. Comics keep on going and going and going, right? For 60, 70 years, right? You never.
We have these generational, generational reboots and stuff. These, Crisis and 0 Hour and all your
and,
hard resets or soft resets.
And here's the thing, Degrassi, right? As the universe expanded, DC and Marvel, mostly DC and Marvel, there's other comic book companies, smaller comic book companies that have, right?
Yeah.
Right? But as they expanded, not everybody reads every single character in Marvel or DC. Some people may not want to read Batman stuff. They might just want to read Superman stuff, or maybe Wonder Woman. They might not want to read Batman stuff. DC, in Marvel, they might not want to read Spider-Man stuff. They might read X-Men or Hawk stuff. They might just be reading. They might be just interested in certain characters. They don't want to make it a chore.
Have a diversity of content, a diversity of characters, diversity of teams, and then your little microcosms of diversity within each of those. I mean, it's really limitless, And again, with the movies, none of the movies or TV shows or cartoons or anything have to be one-to-one. It's just never been that way.
I think one of the perfect examples was the Marvels, because if you have not watched WandaVision and Miss Marvel, because they mentioned how Photon in the movie got her powers. They mentioned Miss Marvel a little bit. If you watch the movie and you haven't seen the shows, you will not understand, and it'll make you want to go back to that. And people don't want to do that. And don't want to exactly do.
I mean, I think from the business perspective, it's seen as a selling point. The purpose of that is to get people to go back.
Here's my hot take to Grass. I think most of the people that saw Miss Marvel, the Marvels, were probably watched WandaVision and Miss Marvel based on the box office.
Yeah. Everybody that saw it was like I said last night, obligated. Some people feel obligated.
Yeah.
But to be tied to, you just I guess it just comes from years and years. And again, this is why the comics matter, because I guess it's for longtime comic readers, these reinventions, these reboots, these retreads, these modern retellings of classic stories. It's just always been part of the deal. And that's why, I don't know. I guess that's why. But I guess it's pretty much 50-50. It has to be split, because I know I have good friends that are like, they can't change that. I'm like, well, too bad. And they are,
Oh, they change all the time.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Creative license. But they've been really great. I think keeping it close, better than anybody did in the 80s or 90s or early 2000s. That's the one thing Marvel got right, is they did start hedging closer to their classic stories, and using the right characters in the right spots.
Yeah,
there was less to complain about from those people.
Yeah, it's just it did shoot himself in the foot, man. Blind.
It's like it's a, what did I call it? The crapshoot rapture. It's just luck. I mean, yeah, there's talent and skill and money and time and effort, but there's also just blind, stupid, stinking luck.
Yes, Mo, you can get it here.
Explain Barbenheimer. Explain it.
Yeah, but yeah, especially
you just can't.
I explain Oppenheimer. Barbie was.
Yeah, I saw that one coming.
Barbie was just a lot of hype. I mean, they marketed that movie. Warner Brothers. I never seen a movie Warner Brothers marketed like Barbie did.
Oh, them marketing a movie. That wasn't them marketing movies like they used to. Some stuff just works. There's no reason to. It sounds old timey and boomery and shit, but it's just true, And I have this analogy. My wife bought these. I call them city gardens, or these giant burlap sacks, and they come with all the dirt and the seed and everything in them, and you just unfold them, and boom, you have a garden, right? And I'm like, well, we have a tiller. And we have 2 acres. We can have a garden as big as we want. But just have a real garden. Why do you need this? The way that our ancestors did it, that's always worked. Why change it? But that said, I do like change. Change is good. Uh-oh.
They're back. Okay, there we go.
There you are. There you are. I was like, oh no, I'm just rattling on to myself.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Yeah, it's
So some stuff just there's no reason to change it. We can always introduce new technology to get there, but a potato, dig a hole in the ground.
Like look. For example, man, if Daredevil's leading to Spider-Man 4, why do we need to watch Daredevil for Avengers Dynasty? Okay, for something like that. Even no, not Avengers Dynasty anymore.
I think that's the intention, is that you won't have to. But
yes,
but if you do, it's going to enhance your experience.
So
right?
I think what they're trying to do is they have it's when Marvel announced it's called the Multiverse Saga, right? Phase 4, 5, 6, the Multiverse Saga. That's the big thing. Kang is a big villain. I think the idea of mini sagas. Not every character needs to be involved in the main saga. You have a lead up to an X-Men movie like they're doing. You have a lead up to a Young Avengers movie, right? You could whatever. They're doing Thunder. You know what I'm trying to say? Mini sagas, mini arcs. The thing about me and George on last night, we were like, you know what? In the first Infinity Saga, they really had no recurring villains besides Loki. For the first, Loki was only a recurring villain. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
None of them.
Thanos was just kind of in the always constantly looming in the background. But for that first phase, we also got to remember there were other movie studios involved.
Yeah,
it wasn't all Disney and Marvel on their own. There was Paramount, Universal. So they had a say too. People think the distributors don't have a say.
Hey Joe. Yeah,
and certainly anyone co-financing does.
Well, now you're seeing them use recurring villains, right? Like Zemo, for example. Also Abomination.
I think it's clear from this through the completion of the season of X-Men '97, they have their template, right?
Yeah.
They just didn't pull this show out of thin air to appease some kind of nostalgic pang. It was done for a reason, right? There was a reason why the music that they used in Miss Marvel and Multiverse of Madness and the Marvels and the way that Beast looked and the way that Professor X looked. And
if Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, when I was watching the credits, for the mid-credits and the after-credit scenes, I was watching the credits. In the credits, they always have the songs, right? Who performed, right? They always have the songs used in the films. The X-Men, because you remember Professor Xavier, they used the X-Men theme. It did not say X-Men 92 theme. It said X-Men 97.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is that they built. They're definitely there's definitely plans, and like I've said before, they're making movies like they made their comics. Plot, art, story.
You could say that, but if those movies don't hit, they're not good. Because X-Men, Marvel Studios is doing X-Men, but so maybe that's the confidence. But X-Men's always been hit or miss for me. But that's Fox.
Yeah, they're like the Star Trek movies. Like every other one, is the better one. The even numbered ones are good, and
they have to get better. Deadpool has to hit. Even though it's the only Marvel film of the year, Deadpool really has to hit. To me, it will not kill Marvel, and Marvel Studios is not going to. If Deadpool doesn't do well, Marvel Studios is not going to be like announcing, "Oh no, we're rebooting everything. We're releasing every cast member out of their contract. They're not assigned to be in more films. They're not going to do all that. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. But this is the one film, Deadpool. I think it's going to make them really go back to the drawing board. It's a setback because they've said early a couple weeks ago, Feige said. They look at the mistakes, basically the mistakes, and say, we course corrected that. So this movie Deadpool has to prove that point, because I hear that in sports all the time, man. Oh we're gonna get better, and those teams don't end up getting better. Guess who gets canned?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Kevin Feige sees his exit. And you hear more from who was it, Nate Moore and Brad Winterbaum, and I just because Brad Winterbaum's in charge of television now, I don't believe he's no longer involved in the film end. I think he's still got credits going on there.
I like the Fantastic Four casting. I think it's a very strong cast.
Oh, it's an unbelievably strong cast.
Yes, it's true. That's true. And that's on purpose.
It's kind of scary how good that cast is.
And you can't screw up with that cast. I'm sorry, you can't make another bad Fantastic Four movie with that cast. Just knowing just having an inkling of what they're going to try to do. I mean, it's bold and it's I'm sorry for making a lot of noise. I'm opening a box from McFarlane Toys. Nice. Nice. What toys?
These are, I believe there's a Mr. Zaz figure, a comic based, like a accurately comic based Mr. Zaz.
What if Zaz is in the Penguin? Like Zaz could fit in the Batman universe.
If we look at books, Batman books that are getting classic Batman stories or facsimiles or new collections of old books that are getting reprinted in the back end of the year, like September, October, November, around like those books. I know the Batman the Cult is getting a deluxe hardcover and trade paperback edition, and there's a couple other books coming out around that time, and I don't know. I think he's just I think that the second movie is the end of this. I think after the Penguin and the Batman Part 2, that I'm not saying Matt Reeves is done with Batman or DC properties or anything like that.
Oh, he's working the bat. I think the James Gunn is using as Matt Reeves to work on the Batman stuff.
Yeah, the Arkham.
Yeah, Arkham. They did. I mean, when they because 2020, because obviously the pandemic, 2020. Yeah, Marvel had nothing, right? Marvel had nothing. They pushed so much content in 2021 because some of that content was supposed to come out in 2020. Black Widow was supposed to come in 2020. Eternals was supposed to come in 2020. I'm pretty sure WandaVision was supposed to come in 2020. And WandaVision, if I remember correctly, they started filming like a week before the pandemic, and they had to shut it down. Or like just right at the pandemic, and they had to shut it down.
Yeah, I mean, COVID is just
it fucked up Marvel.
It fucked up everything.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's not just the stupid shit that
it really hurt Marvel. I think it hurt a lot of studios, but it really hurt Disney a lot more than.
It hurt. Oh, I mean, we were fortunate that we got to keep doing some of the things that we do. My wife didn't. She was considered essential, so her operation had to keep moving, and they were like,
"Here's the thing.
Crazy for her."
Here's the thing, Joe. Movies that come out 2 weeks after streaming, they don't think it's going to do good at the box office, or right? Like they don't think it's right. Deadpool. If Deadpool's making bank at the box office, it's not going streaming after 2 weeks.
Just give me a second. I'll be right back.
All right. Like usually films that go straight to digital they don't usually go straight to streaming. It's usually they usually go digital first. We have to rent or buy first. Then it goes streaming for free. Yeah. See, the thing of Fall Guys is a perfect movie. I need to. Well, look, I'm gonna take Madam Web for example. Madam Web went to streaming, basically went to digital and streaming like basically months after the release because it didn't do well. If Deadpool is not going, if Deadpool is, you could probably, there's probably early predictions as well as opening box office because you could buy tickets now, which I have. Deadpool, to me, Deadpool is not going to go straight to streaming right away. You could probably have to wait a while for Deadpool. If it's, all right. Furiosa, same thing. Furiosa is not going to be on Warner Brothers after a month. After a month. Because Furiosa, it's going to do good. It's going to do good.
Man, I hope it does. I'm back.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Now, movies that usually go to streaming right away, first of all, they go to digital. Rent or buy first. That's what usually they go there. Then they go streaming on their services for free, right? Usually,
I'm actually shocked they didn't just push it straight to Peacock with the Fall Guy. I know why VOD is the first, but
they usually do that. Films that don't go out to the box office usually go straight to streaming very quickly. Madam Web is killing it,
especially with Universal. I mean, if Universal's not doing it day and date, they're
Madam Web is killing it on Netflix.
Yeah, but that's just because everybody's watching it ironically.
Yeah,
you know.
Some people. Really
how did Morbius do? You know,
I don't know, man.
It's just one of those things. These people, I haven't watched it yet. I've seen it, but I haven't watched it on Netflix. I probably won't.
Oh, I won't. But you know, if you can see a bad movie.
I'm shopping for crumble cookies right now. I have to pick some crumble cookies. But go ahead. I still got you.
I just want to get to the main topic. I mean, now Margot Robbie has a lot of things working for her. She's doing. I can't pronounce the character. Her company. She's gonna start as, I forget the character's name, but Olivia Wilde's gonna direct. For also Margot Robbie is gonna produce a Sims game for Amazon. Yes, you heard me say Sims, the game where you make a virtual family, you basically live out your real life in virtual gaming. That's it. Her company's gonna produce that for Amazon Prime. See, I don't to me, Sims is just basically real life, just play on a video game. So a lot of movies are like that. There's a lot of movies and TV shows like that.
Yeah, there's been that Sims movie is one of those that's been around. Like, is she producing the Monopoly movie too?
I don't think so.
Who just got back? Who just got on board Monopoly? Somebody did. I don't remember who. I'll have to look it up. But yeah,
it's Margo.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh,
and Ridley Scott's been trying to make a Monopoly movie for the better part of the last 2 decades, and that would have been super weird. But if anybody can do it, she can. She's kind of a boss, man.
She's really making. I mean, she's made herself as an actress, but she's really making herself as a head of a studio, producer, head of her studio, and as a producer out there now. Like Sims, that comic book character. She's really taking her creativity by storm, and people love her. Obviously, they love her. That's why they agree with her. You can tell she's into pop culture.
There's just a lot to love. That's what I love about her. She's just a boss, man, and she just seems super genuine and nice. Like I said, I'm super jaded, so I don't know, but that's just what I get from her.
Yeah. I'm just Like, I'm glad she's doing well. I'm glad she's, decided to help produce movies. Is it some movie? Is this some movie? Some questionable. I just questionable choices, like the comic book character that Olivia Wilde is going to do. Because I checked her Wikipedia page. The character Degrassi. There's not a lot of information on her, that character. And the Sims movie. I just don't know how you could do a Sims movie because Sims is basically normal life, virtual normal life.
Oh, I get how a Sims, but there's probably, I totally get how they can make a Sims movie. You
got to make it different in how. That's the thing.
Monopoly is Ridley Scott's Monopoly was like the show Billions, but it looked like if Billions was Blade Runner.
Yeah, make Mr. Monopoly bad evil. Don't make him a good person. Make him like a villain.
He's got a real name beside. There's like a real.
What is this real name?
Oh, I don't know. It's funny though. It's like Captain Crunch. What is Captain Crunch's real name? Horatio Merriweather Crunch. Is that it?
Yeah, really? I wonder who could be the Monopoly man. Somebody is bald, has to have a mustache.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, this will probably be it. You'll probably be the.
Yeah, I mean, Free Guy, totally.
It's gonna start Ryan Reynolds too. Yeah, you told me people are getting tired of Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is just Ryan Reynolds and
everything.
Like if Ryan Reynolds made a movie called Ryan Reynolds, then maybe I would care. I don't know, but I do love his wife. I think she's great. However, this new movie that she's got coming out just smells funny to me. I don't know. He's cool, I guess. It's just
he does play the same.
That kind of that kind of playful, sunny optimism can be it can get grating after a while, and just the yuckity yuck 24/7. But people love it. Whatever, it's cool. I don't hate it. I watch it. I just watched Deadpool 2 the other day.
Mm-hmm.
They're both on HBO right now. So, and
that's why
we still have a satellite dish. So
that's why he works for Deadpool. That's why because he could play himself for Deadpool and it works. There's those personalities kind of match.
One of my favorite things that's happened with Deadpool in the last 24 or 48 hours is that the aliens meme guy went at Fabian Nicieza, went at the co-creator of Deadpool, Fabian Nicieza. Do you even know Deadpool, bro? I co-created him, you idiot.
Oh my god. Yeah, but for Margot Robbie, it's going to Amazon Prime. That's good. Yeah, I guess Kate Herron's going to direct the movie. I forgot to mention that, and she directed Loki and Sex Education. So she's good. Yeah, she's good. Yes, so that's a positive. And then obviously the big news with Margot Robbie is that Disney has announced that they're going to reboot the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise with 2 movies. And one of them is going to have Margot Robbie. It's going to be the spin-off, so it's probably not going to be the main storyline arc. I guess it's going to be a spin-off from whatever movie. I guess, I don't know. I guess it'll be the spin-off of that movie. I guess her movie will be after the first movie. The first movie that they're going to do. That's what I expect. Because they have spin-offs. You can't do a spin-off before the first actual movie.
Sure you can.
He can?
But, I don't know. I was thinking last night about Chuck Norris, the Missing in Action. Missing in Action 2 was made before Missing in Action 1. But Missing in Action... they made the second movie first. Well, it was intended to be released first, to be a linear story instead of a second movie being a prequel. So maybe it could be something like that. It could be like Pirates of the Caribbean, Missing in Action 2, the beginning.
Because I would think they want to build around here the franchise, right? Like the new reboot.
See why not? And that wouldn't be Disney's doing though. That would be Bruckheimer and whatever.
Definitely Bruckheimer, yeah.
Whatever he's got going on with her. But I mean, sure, Disney's IP. But
what has Bruckheimer been up to? I know he's been He did.
He hasn't been up to a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think he has. I miss seeing that his little interstitial before movies, and like you would even see his little production company interstitial before 30-second commercials for his movies. I'm like, that's bravado. That's bravado.
Yeah. So that also means, yeah. But I think they announced Margot Robbie was going to be in Pirates of the Caribbean a long time ago, a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, it's been. I want to say, was it one of those the before COVID announcements or after COVID announcements?
I think it was
before time or after time.
I think it was a little bit after. I think 2020 or 2021, around there. I think.
But haven't they now? Weren't there recently some rumors about Jenna Ortega?
Ortega is everything, huh?
Yeah, they get that hot girl in every attached to her to every property. Like it's like that. It's like the old Star Blazer specials with the just.
They're gonna burn these young actresses out, man. Get them. I don't know how these young actors don't get burned out being cast and everything.
Well, I'm sure they do.
Do. I know. At least in sports, you get an off season.
Yeah, but you don't really. That's the thing.
Yeah, you still have to you don't get paid in the off season. That's a fact. But you still have but you kind of do because you still have to keep in good shape.
Yeah, you still got to work out. You still got to grease wheels with your endorsements. You might have you might own a car dealership. You got to keep your eye on that. You might own 24 Papa John's. You don't know. You got to keep an eye on your shit.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to leave it to you don't want to leave it to your cousin.
I assume she's gonna be like not like Jack Sparrow, but she's gonna be like what Johnny Depp is to the franchise. Johnny Depp was the franchise.
I can't even remember those last two movies.
Dead Man No Tales and Stranger Tides.
Yeah. Were there any did any of the main characters have any children or anything?
Yes, Barbosa had Katrina in Dead Man No Tales. Katrina, okay. Yes. Barbosa, Jeffrey Rush's character.
Yeah, the original bad guy.
Yeah, from the first movie. Yeah. He did. Yes, and obviously it was the son, and the son of Lorna Bloom's and the Keira Knightley's character was in that movie too. Remember, he was older.
It's weird. Why I thought they had a kid, and that he grew up, and
it's weird. Like Captain Sparrow, when you get older, when you look older, he didn't get old, Jack Sparrow. I mean, I guess. They're not immortal anymore.
Bring him back.
Yeah.
He's got to. I mean, everybody deserves another chance, right? Isn't he directing a movie right now with Al Pacino?
Yeah. No.
Okay, so Bruckheimer does say he would bring Depp back for a 6 Pirates if it were up to him. Well, and weren't there rumors about a potential animated series or a CGI type Disney animated deal?
I think so. Oh yeah, there's for sure female pirates. There's for sure female pirates.
Craig Mazin, huh? Wow.
But it's exactly Pirates of the Caribbean is not exactly fiction. It is fiction, so you don't necessarily need to base it off.
But it had some fairly accurate, but real historical events referenced and backdropped and stuff. So
I mean, Davy Jones was based off a real character, Blackbeard.
Yeah, but the triangle trade and all that stuff, and the British.
The British.
The British.
The British. Hey, blinded. The British.
What's up, Bob House?
Campia exposed.
Oh my Lord, is that funny?
Yeah.
I didn't like before. It was amusing. I'm like, somebody poking it at the old campster. But
we think it's someone connected to Chris Gore. Me and blinded.
Really?
He's just gone.
Oh no. Oh no. I don't know. I think these personalities, these grand, like these, they fell off the expert truck personalities, these self-appointed.
It's funny though, because
heads.
He's now doing. He's taking. He does subjects Campia on his stream, on his live streams. Now he's taking subjects from like BS Scoopers, like the Hawkeye season 2. That came from My Time to Shine, right? Yeah. He's starting to take that from.
He's trying to find some new, or build out. Try to find the new audience.
He used to never do that. He used to never. Campia used to never take. Used to never take subjects on the stream from people, from scoopers that have no name or anything like that. Nothing like that. Did he invite the little guy from the beginning of Deliverance playing the banjo, Ryan Carell, to his stream, or did he invite? Carell invited him.
Banjo Boy invited Campia on his stream.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, man, that would be fun to watch.
He doesn't like. I mean, I wonder how. We know Bob will go on it.
We know Bob will probably be the voice of reason, the mediator. He'll be the ref. Get him a shirt.
Me and Blinded think it's somebody from Chris Gore, like Chris. Somebody knows. It's Chris, like somebody that's an association with Chris Gore.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he ever have, did Campia Exposed ever have any narration in their videos? I seem to remember seeing no narration at all.
You're a little low, Blinded. Speak.
Yeah, I was gonna come on and say, well, I'm actually sick.
Oh, yeah, you don't sound well at all.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
You don't.
But
try your best.
Yeah, so I'm gonna talk low because I also have a cough and yeah, I'm pretty sure I got the flu in May, which is crazy. But
it happens.
Yeah, summer flu sucks.
Yeah, it's rare, but it happens. It happens.
Yeah, I wasn't really gonna come on, but I wanted to talk, so and work at the same time.
Try your best. Don't overdo it, okay? Like.
Yeah, I won't overdo it. But
we're not gonna try to make you laugh too hard because I might be afraid I might be killing you if you.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be coughing up a storm. But I think Chris Gore must know who this person is because he mentioned this channel when it was like under, I think it was 300 or at least 1,000 subs, which I thought was really weird. It's like, how do you know this small channel that barely gets any views? Now he's popular. I think he's got.
I don't know why I thought. Somehow I made the connection to the film gob. And
yeah.
I thought for a minute that they were the same person at some point, and I never shook it because one of them disappeared and the other one came up, and then when the other one came back, they both kind of popped back up at the same time. It's kind of strange to me.
Yeah, I would totally believe it was Film Gore too if it wasn't for a video that they posted saying that they were at CinemaCon and they saw John Campia and they recorded him. And I thought that was probably the creepiest video that they did.
That's stalking. I mean, it's publicly. I guess it's. I know
they recorded. Film Gob recorded it, or Chris Gore recorded it.
No. We don't know who this person is. I don't know.
Well, it's definitely not Film Gob because Film Gob is on the other side of the planet.
Yeah, they were filming.
Campia Exposed.
Yeah,
you're saying that a video.
Yeah, Campia Exposed was at CinemaCon and they were recording John Campia. I don't know if that video is still up. Hopefully, it is still up because then, well, that would be.
Yeah, that's borderline creepy. That's like. Lost Highway shit.
Yeah, he was. This was the video. I remember this. It was John Campia's on the escalator, and the person is actually pretty far away, and they zoom in, and they're like, "There's John Campia," and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." I was like, "Okay, so this person, I don't know this. I don't know. I mean, I don't think Film Glob is. Well, I think he's Scottish. He's from Scotland.
Yeah, he's in UK. Yeah,
he's in the UK somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, he used to do those types of editing videos. If you knew him, like I don't know, 7-8 years ago.
He went after Campia before, didn't he?
Yeah, multiple times. But he has those before he ever showed his face. He used to do edited videos about Red Letter Media. He used to like take their stuff and edit up. Yeah. So I can understand why someone might think it's him, but I don't know. The editing is a little bit choppy and like it's not as clean as Film Glob. I think Film Glob must have some background in editing or something because he's actually not that bad.
Video, the Naked Gun parody. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. If you do the Police Squad in Naked Gun intro, you've won me over. Anything like that.
It's funny because the guy deleted so many videos, right?
No, he put it back up.
All of
I
them?
don't know if he put back all of them, but from what I saw, because it was gone. I think it was just like last week. I was checking and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like the channel's gone. I was disappointed as hell. And then he just put everything back up when he posted the new videos. So I'll look through because I don't even know how old the channel is. It can't be a year old.
Yeah. Oh, he has. Oh no, he has videos. He only put up. He didn't put up all the videos up. He only put certain videos back up.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, he only put up certain videos. Yeah.
I think people were calling him out on some because he kind of went too far in some videos.
He definitely did go pretty far. I mean, I wonder if he. He kept the most popular ones. But there was ones where he was like going in on John Campia's wife, like a little too much, a little kind of creepy.
Yes.
Vibe, what he was doing with his wife.
He was being very stalkerish.
Yeah, just kind of creepy. I mean, it was better when he was like pointing out the fact that John Campia is a hypocrite and all that stuff. You know who he should do next? He should definitely do Robert Myers because apparently there's a lot of dirt on him, like apparently not paying people.
I showed you Degrassi, what you sent to me.
Yeah, but see, like I said before, there's a pattern of behavior there that it's just you're like if you dug through Reddit hard enough, or if you dug through Facebook hard enough, or if you dug through any of these,
I will dig.
Just you will find countless stories owing people money. It's just it's comedic at this point, right?
That's the rabbit hole that I went on. Is that I found that he was owing a lot of people Reddit proclaiming that. I thought that was really bizarre.
No, why would anybody be like, yeah, that guy owes me money?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
You know what I mean? This fucking nobody owes me money, right?
And the guy in one of the posts, because this was there's a new one that popped up. The guy said, "I know no one would believe this, but this guy does owe me money." And I think the person replied to them asking like why, and the guy explained it. I think he had like I don't know if it was like a documentary that didn't go in the works or some project that this guy did a bulk of the work for, and he just Robert Myers just completely stopped talking to him, just like ghosted him,
cut him off, stiffed him straight up, like he doesn't exist.
Yeah,
it's a tale as old as time.
It was only $500, right? It was only $500, right?
It's only,
again, it seems like that. It was that.
In many of these instances, it's not much.
I mean, Robert Gardner probably has enough money just to pay the guy.
Well, the gall
I don't think he maybe does.
The gall of anyone who breeds dogs for their income, right? Has any business propagating the hashtag adopt, don't shop. That rubs me the wrong way. I'm an animal lover. I'm a dog owner.
Adopt, don't shop?
Yeah.
Well,
save a dog. Don't buy one.
you
know, it sickens me. You know, it's just, and again, just another layer, just another thing that somebody that I found repugnant for quite some time, just another thing I can stack on top of the pile of shit that they are, you know.
Right. There's where there's smoke, there's fire. So there's got to be something on this guy. I'm very curious now, but
I know stuff. I'm not gonna go.
We're gonna make a channel soon.
Many people are saying, but these are things that people aren't saying, and I would never go there. I'll just
and also too, I think it's interesting how John Campea was like, I'm not gonna pay you, and he didn't really speak out about it. He didn't really say much about it.
No, I mean, yeah. I'm not going to pay you because I can't even imagine because he owes Campea a fucking shitload of money.
Campea's not a good businessman. Campea's not a good businessman. He keeps changing up his format every time. Like every 5 months, he'll change up his format for his streams. Already 2 years later, he has to go back to his garage.
Well, he changes up the format because of views.
Yeah.
That's why he does that.
Yeah, because he's not good.
I think his reputation has been somewhat stained, and I also think movie talk is not that popular on the YouTube space like it once was. I think it's become more niche.
Actually,
I think it's always been niche. I just think it's that niche is.
You know what's funny? The best time to be a YouTuber. You know what the best time to be a YouTuber was? Probably during the pandemic when everybody had to stay in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. When nobody, you know, you couldn't. Like, I'm like, well,
do anything.
You know why they told everybody to stay in their house, right? She's like, why? Because it makes us easier to identify when we're dead.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what was going to happen. It's like you can't go to the end. Like it got serious when they were like, there's not going to be an NBA game tonight. Then everybody started shitting their
yeah, the first when the first guy when the NBA dropped, right? When that player, Whoopi Gobert of Utah, was in Utah, when he was announced that he was tested positive, that's when the whole we're aware of it. The world was aware. The world was aware of COVID happening, right? But when that player got announced, that's when everything is like, okay, stop what you're doing.
Yeah,
stay inside.
Yeah.
Oh, remember in Ontario, before they shut down, right? Before they shut down, there was long lines for Animal Crossing. In that same week.
Animal Crossing was like a revolution during COVID. Yeah.
It was a coping mechanism for a lot of people. Because a lot of stuff you did in Animal Crossing, you couldn't do in real life at the time.
I dove head into classic 80s television at the onset of the pandemic. That's what I spent my first few weeks doing. It's like, here, let's watch however many seasons of Different Strokes. But back then you couldn't watch the Cosby Show, but now fortunately you can watch reruns of the Cosby Show. You know what? Hate me all you want, but I'm going to watch me some reruns of the Cosby Show. Everybody likes to talk about not confusing the art with the artist, right?
Yeah.
And I like that show. I'm gonna watch the Cosby Show. Have a Coke and a smile, Jell-O pudding cup, and deal with it. But yeah, anyway, what were we talking about?
Oh, we're talking about Margot Robbie, man.
Oh yeah, she's the best.
Blinded, which I like Sean Chandler, his stuff. Blinded, like we were talking Margot Robbie, right? She's doing everything. She's producing so much stuff. Monopoly, Sims, that comic book character that has no history, that is basically a biography of nothing. Now she's doing she's part of the reboot Transformers. Can you imagine?
Transformers.
Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. She's gonna be the spin-off, but she's out. I think this is good. I mean, they're trying to build it around her. Obviously, the new Pirates of the Caribbean. It's still Jerry Bruckheimer, and Jerry Bruckheimer, he's actually a good producer. I don't think he's directed in a while though.
Has Jerry Bruckheimer ever directed? I don't know if he's ever directed a movie.
Who directed the Pirates of the Caribbean movies?
Gore Verbinski and
yeah.
I don't know who. Yeah, Gore. I know Gore Verbinski made the first 3, didn't he, or 4?
Okay. Yeah, it's his production company, Jerry Bruckheimer, right?
Yeah. What
are your thoughts? This is interesting you in Blinded?
To be honest, not necessarily. The Pirates franchise I never really got into. And I mean, Margot Robbie, I mean, it's not that surprising that she's gonna produce all these movies if they get made. That's a totally different story.
I can't say this. We can't go 1 week without Margot Robbie news.
Well, yeah, because I mean she's popular now, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, Hollywood. I don't think Hollywood.
Watch Babylon. I'll say that much. If you like Margot Robbie, you should watch Babylon.
Yeah, she didn't have.
I don't know if I'll ever watch that movie.
She didn't have a good 2022.
No, it's so good. It's so good.
She didn't have a good 2022.
Curiosity.
Yeah.
It's just movies like that I love. It's just batshit crazy, and there's when you say it's one of those movies that you can say, and one of my business partners says this all the time. They don't make movies like this anymore. I'm like, dude, you're watching one.
You think she comes back? You think she comes back as Harley? That's the $1 million.
Yes, absolutely. That's like Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it is. It'd be stupid not. It'd be stupid not to try to bring her back. James gonna be stupid not to try to bring her back.
Yes, even if it's just for whatever. I don't know what.
DC Studios, right? So it wouldn't be under her studios. I mean, they can.
Oh, they're not going to make if they're totally like it was Scarlett Johansson was an executive producer on Black Widow, right?
She was, yes.
They're going to have DC's going to have the exact same situations. None of these movies will be made in a vacuum. If Millie Alcock's got a production company, she probably got a piece of the movie, right?
Well, didn't she already produce Birds of Prey?
Yes, she did.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. And did she get a producer credit on?
You think she's willing to do
Suicide Squad?
Is she willing? You think she's willing to do a limited series, Arkham?
If the money's there, yeah. If the project, if it appeals to her and the money's there, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? Like, yeah. Why not? If depending where a character is, right? Because we all know it's pretty much
can be wherever. The character can be wherever you want her to be. That's the beauty of this.
Yeah. I mean, she's banked for them, right? Right now, like
her and Chalamet. They're money in the bank, man. And
Unfortunately, Oppenheimer and Barbie did not help Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt.
No, the the Krasinski Blunt household has taken a couple of blows here in the last month or so.
I think I don't know. I think putting the actors, they had successful projects recently, but I still don't think that's like an indication if a movie's going to be successful going forward.
Oh, no, not at all. But to some degree it is. I mean, there are these flashes in the pan like her. And like I said, I think Chalamet is a draw. We don't have many actors like that anymore. And when they come along, I think we should say, hey, look. And I think those are two, this new Brad Pitt movie, this Formula One racing movie that's like cost $400 million or whatever.
$400 million?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
super expensive.
They need a good box office just to make even with that.
I think
my God.
Probably not.
Deadpool Wolverine's going to top out when they're said and done.
Top out as in, what do you mean?
It's going to top out. Like the budget for Deadpool Wolverine will probably top out at like $300 million. Which is
my God!
Wow.
Shit, hold on.
It's going to make
Take care of yourself there.
Oh my God! I mean, what is wrong with these people? and then they cry and wonder why the movie doesn't make money. I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to make money, but
the number that's going around now is like 250, 275. But even that just seems low to me.
Isn't that more than one Avengers movie?
What did those cost?
I mean, the last Avengers movies combined were $1 billion. So,
but they both cost like it was. They were $450 to make, right?
Yeah, that's
probably more.
That's probably because they had so many A-list actors and actresses in the films.
After that Doctor Strange article that Forbes published,
I mean, 50 million went to Robert Downey.
The number that they put out anymore.
50 million went to Robert Downey. See, like when you get 50 million,
yeah, because I mean, you do have there are like when studios, when movies or shows go into production and they get all to apply for tax incentives, they have to present like a line item production budget to the economic development or council or whoever's responsible for them getting the Chamber of Commerce, whatever responsible. Although that's not even a governmental organization, it would be somebody in that city or county government that would, some kind of economic development fund that would help them with their tax incentives for bringing the production there, right?
That's why.
So
that's why they go to Georgia.
These numbers are public knowledge, or you can pull them up.
That's why they go to Georgia, because Atlanta, Georgia, it's
they get tax for the tax.
Yeah, and they also have one of the biggest and best state-of-the-art production facilities and soundstage studios in North America. That's just on the outskirts of Atlanta, where there's a volume there.
And let me a lot of people don't actually think Atlanta is exactly like a place to go. It's just for the entertainment world, it's a place to go to film. Because
Atlanta's
it's not a draw of a city, like a tourist city.
I don't think so. I think Atlanta is pretty popular.
Atlanta's huge, and it's a mess. And I love it.
I heard that's I heard that's very bad. It's very bad. The traffic is very bad there too.
Traffic is terrible. The airport is a hellmouth.
Because a lot of people. There's a lot of people there.
And I can be there. I can be there in like.
Yeah, you could drive, right?
I can be there in like 3 hours, but 3.5 hours. So I'd never fly, and right now I just don't feel like flying anywhere. Trilla Studios. Just look it up. It's that place is wondrous, man. It's like for a movie person, it's like Disneyland. It's literally its own city within a city within a city that it's like a self-sufficient. It has its own ecosystem, its own everything, gas stations and restaurants and shops and stuff, right? Just for the people that are living in residences that you live in, that oftentimes they will use those manufactured city streets that people actually live and work on to film. It's crazy.
Unfortunately, if Hollywood's going to survive in warmer climates, they got to be prepared because those climates may not be able you may not be able to live in those climates anymore if it gets hotter and hotter.
Yeah, Atlanta will be great because that'll probably be close to where like the new coastline is in like
Los Angeles is doomed. In the future, LA is doomed.
It's already doomed.
Well, how high are they? What's their sea level?
Florida's doomed because it's high sea levels there.
Yeah, well, yeah, because they're below
weighs a
sea.
lot.
They're
Yeah.
like Louisiana, like a lot of those Gulf
Yeah.
states are screwed. Like a lot of the eastern seaboard is totally fucked.
New York, definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe Toronto might be because we have a lot of lakes.
I don't know how you guys are up there.
We got Lake Ontario.
You know? Yeah, I mean, it's not anything that anybody really seems to care about. It's just, it's another real estate. What's the H bomber guy video where he's talking about Ben Shapiro and he's like, you just build new houses. Where are they going to build them, Ben?
They're going to use this excuse.
Who are you going to sell them to, Aquaman?
Who are you going to sell them to? Fucking
They're going to use this
excuse.
They're going to use this excuse. They're going to use this excuse. Oh, we humans adapt. We've been adapting for thousands of years. We'll be fine.
Well, we do, but they'll be where we've adapted and we're all fucking Kevin Costner in Waterworld. We're Gilman.
I don't want that. I don't want that bleak world. And
we're smoking hand-rolled cigars through our gills.
First we're gonna get AI. We're gonna get Terminators and stuff like that. Then we're gonna get a world like that.
We're not gonna get Terminators. We're gonna get like. It was supposed to be like we were going to create AI so they could do all the jobs, so we could just like eat and fuck and make art. And
but if that's true, and they actually get a mind of their own, they'd be like, "We're not your slaves anymore."
But like, really, what if AI, if somehow, like, let's say my computer, my laptop that I'm on right now, somehow became patient zero for the AI revolution, I've got a bottle of sparkling ice peach nectarine water.
Oh, you just pour it on the computer?
Computer.
I just eliminated the global AI threat. I'm a hero. Like I'm not, but that like it's just like anything that was awesome. This just isn't awesome at the beginning. Like the internet was awesome and social media was awesome, and then
people are freaking about
involved.
People are freaking about AI now. People are freaking about AI in the 90s when computers were being more popular. When people were getting
the generative, it's really just an old application with a new coat of paint. It's still just a bunch of numbers, a bunch of zeros and ones, and It's a fucking magic trick. It's sleight of hand.
I think when people watch Terminator, I think it really I think it made people fear the possibility of AI. Like Terminator is really like, because probably the film that made people scared of what the possibility is AI. The AI is going to take over the world and try to eliminate humans.
If I was more people, I would be scared of the corporations making the AI, not the AI itself. But
it's not like how AI concerns me.
We must stop Tony Stark. Then we can't have an Ultron.
Yeah, the truth is obsolete. The truth's been obsolete a while. That predates AI.
Hey, George.
But everything's just going to be shitty. Everything's just going to be shitty. It's just like everything sucks because like look at this. I posted it on Twitter. I tweeted it, but this MIT thing. It's just like what? They MIT, one of the schools at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology,
one of the most hard schools to get in.
Has used generative AI to envision a world without traffic congestion, right. And they've taken researchers have used artificial intelligence to create visualizations of what a less car-centric city might look like. Here's how sustainable policies could get a boost from these AI-generated visuals. And there's a side-by-side of a city that a photograph from Google Street View, and then a DALL-E 2 generative AI photograph of that same section. And it is like a fucking Picasso clown show. And this is what they're trying to fucking sell people on, man. And it's will it get better? It doesn't look like it's getting better. It was supposed to be like exponential, right?
I think it will definitely get better, but it makes me wonder if there's like a mass amount of people who are just like no, then I think it will. There will be some issues. Like it might just be completely abandoned. I don't think it should
And
be
now,
completely abandoned. It should be open source. That's what I think. Don't let the companies.
open is literally the name is in the name of
It's funny
deleting.
though.
Yeah, open AI, but they are. Yeah,
Far
they're
from
full
open.
of
There's
shit.
no. Yeah.
I
That's what I'm
use
saying.
Chat
It's a.
GPT, but they are still full of shit.
It's funny.
It's
Chat, you
what
use
sparked
ChatGPT still?
Yeah,
You know,
What-
they,
what-
I
you
think
know,
it's useful.
they-
A lot of
they
the,
got
a
in
lot of
trouble.
the. Yeah, I know they get in trouble. That's why I just said that I don't like.
Here's
the
the thing:
company.
if you can have your own local AI ecosystem, right? Where
Right.
any of the apps you use they're all local. They're not doing it. Anything that it's using to generate anything, you're giving it specifically your content, whether it's my photographs or my writing or whatever,
Right.
my drawings, whatever. They will only use what you give it, right?
Right.
For that, I think it's the opportunities are endless, right?
Yeah, that is what I think
So,
people are missing is like the technology itself is actually not that bad. It's actually pretty useful. It's just that I don't trust the companies. It's not like people are way too worried about like a potential future with the AGI, and you're like, what the hell are you even talking about? Like that may or may not happen. Like anytime people bring that up, I'm like, that's all just imaginary. Like who knows what could actually happen?
good.
I think that if you look at any interview or press conference or testimony before Congress of Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI,
That's how I was going with Scarlett Johansson.
he looks like he's terrified of his own shadow.
Well, some of the stuff he says doesn't even make sense.
She's sus.
Wait, I got a question.
What I'm saying is, I think AGI. I think the cat's out of the bag, the genie's out of the bottle, whatever.
Yes.
And we just don't know it yet.
Wait, what did I
Maybe
miss?
that was a big conspiracy
Hey guys,
theory.
let
I
George
don't
speak.
100% believe it though.
What did I
I
miss?
don't know if
I
it's
just got in.
affecting, but when it starts affecting policy and
Okay.
like I know I'm never going to see where we built enough robots that will be able to build enough robots that will be able to build enough robots to kill humanity. We haven't got that far.
Right.
It will happen. I hope we're dead by then.
Okay, what was George saying?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wait, what sparked this conversation on AI? Did the AI lover on Twitter keep going on?
No, oh my God. We did talk about him. Me and Degrassi did talk about him.
But like, I'm just kind of curious.
All I can say is
this conversation.
All I can say is, look at the wall. Look at the wall. Look at the wall. Look at the wall.
Yeah, I mean, it's Scarlett Johansson, like Sam Altman. Sam Altman is sus. He's suspect. I mean, he is sus, right?
I don't think he's suspect in the way like Mark Zuckerberg. I think what he knows is doing has a lot of implications, and so he's trying to figure that out. It's just that he has to play the business game. He's a CEO, and it's like almost at odds at what he's trying to do. It's
but
like
he has to know. But he has to know he can't use some voice without their.
Yeah, but he didn't though. They came out and said they didn't. It's another actress. They did that for controversy.
But the dude literally tweeted her. He literally tweeted the day they released the Sky app or whatever, right? The Sky voice, right?
Yeah.
That he like it might have been the second that it launched. The dude literally tweets her. You know, and that's the name of the movie that she voices the AI in.
It was in total.
How is she able to tweet? Scarlett Johansson doesn't have a Twitter.
No, I think she came out in an article.
Sam Altman tweeted that, and I believe somebody had pointed all of this out to her, and it's part of her case.
Yeah, because this is the thing.
It's a winnable case for her.
Hold on, it's not a slam. Like no one really knows. Like okay, first off, they showed that, right? And it does sound like Scarlett Johansson's voice. And what came out recently was that she was in talks to do the voice, but she said no. And now what is being said is that it's I don't even know the actress's name, But she's the one who voices the AI, and it's her voice, and obviously it's supposed to mimic Scarlett Johansson, but it's obviously not Scarlett Johansson's voice. Now, and apparently this was all part of their plan. Now, I've seen some people say maybe the voice was Scarlett Johansson's voice, and they just went back on their word, or they're like, oh shit, people are fucking noticing, or I don't know. I don't 100% buy that, but this is open AI. They are using and stealing people's stuff.
Yes.
Like YouTube. Like YouTube may be, they may go after open AI, Google. I don't know if they when, but that's a topic that they keep avoiding. Did you use? What are you using the video to feed? What's the program called? Sora?
Yeah.
What are you using? What are you feeding it on? Well, you're feeding it on the biggest video platform on the internet, YouTube. But they don't want to admit that because then they would have to pay YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's the thing, though.
I can't find the voice. It's weird.
I think Mark Zuckerberg's AI.
Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You know what I think?
Zuckerberg is the android that is going to save the alien instead of all of the crew members on the ship.
Yeah, he probably would. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson stuff.
She's
I don't know,
man. But I guess for most of her stuff, she's got a point. But she will sue a motherfucker in a heartbeat.
Well, it's winnable. It's a winnable lawsuit in her case.
I wouldn't say it's winnable. I just told you we don't really know. There's a lot of you would have to investigate a lot to prove
if they can't
was
proffer a real when they get in discovery and they OpenAI can't say, well, here's the person, I mean, that can all be gamed out before they get there. They could that they can lie about it. It's not that big of a deal. These tech bros, man, they don't believe that they're beholden to anyone, that they have any accountability at all, and that plagiarism is the name of the game. And now with their little plagiarism engines, that's literally the name of the game. So
that's why I really do think they need to clamp down on this idea of what they're sourcing and tell people and be honest and pay people the money. That's the problem. It's not the AI itself. I feel like some people don't know much about the technology.
There needs to be a licensing structure. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what it should be. But instead, you got people on Twitter, and that's why I say never believe anything on Twitter, because most of the people on there have done zero research and actually looked at what is actually going on, because they'll have you believe that this technology will ruin everything. It will ruin everything if it's up to the corporations, just like everything else. That's not a new thing at all. So I don't know. It's really annoying when you listen to people on Twitter. It's like, geez, man, like.
Tim Burton and Michael Keaton haven't made a movie together in decades. Dumbo. I forgot about
Dumbo. Oh, isn't that who you call Jarbo now?
Bro.
No, I was talking about the movie Dumbo. That literally there was a movie. Burton and Keaton made a movie in the last 5 years, and it was called Dumbo. I wasn't calling him Dumbo, but now that you say it, anyway. But
George,
just look at the wall. Look at the wall.
Yeah, you see,
George, comic shopping. Look at the wall.
No, it would be like this. It's like, stop talking. I have to have the loudest voice in the room.
Yeah,
that's
man, him. Blinded. I don't know if you watch a purpose stream.
Jibber jabber is what I called it last night.
There was an argument on purpose stream between RJ and Jarbo, and obviously.
Oh man, I watched it this morning. I was like, oh my goodness.
No, I don't look at it.
Jarbo, when Jarbo and RJ have their little lovers quarrels, have their little lovers quarrels, it's like that commercial, the anti-drug commercial in the 80s. Where did you learn to use this? I learned it from watching you.
Blinded. Like Jarbo, I know you haven't been X, and I know your feelings on Marvel right now, but Jarbo on X is like having a meltdown about Marvel.
So what's his take on it?
But what the TPD executive producer side of things, where you don't need exactly to know this and know that. Like you don't need to watch this show to watch this movie or stuff like something like that. You don't.
Right.
Everything must be connected.
Yeah.
If everything isn't connected, there's no point in doing anything at all.
Well, I kind of have somewhat of that stance, but not exactly 100%.
But Jarbo had a meltdown. A meltdown on X.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was funny.
Well, but like what? Like read the tweet out. Let me, because I saw that quote and I just felt like I just like that quote to me that they put out. The Marvel TV guy, whatever his name is. I was that quote. It just feels like, you know what? In the MCU, there's just it had its time. Will it still be around? I'll say yes. I mean, I don't think it's going away anytime soon. But the idea of what they were trying to do, I think just like the comic books, it just became too confusing and now they're completely lost. And they're like, there's this problem, we'll address it, but we're ignoring this problem.
Okay.
They should have never said anything about the MCU having an issue and just kept going.
So Jarbo's tweets from May 19th. So what was that, Monday? No, Sunday? Sunday, right?
Okay.
So the first one, Marvel built the MCU on the continuity, and now they are migrating away from it. MCU is dead. And I'm like, Jarbo, comics is like that, man. They expand.
This isn't comics. Yeah. This is movies based on...
Marvel 2008, everything is connected. Wrong. Marvel 2008 is not true because not everything was really planned. The Infinity Saga was not planned in 2008.
Right.
Marvel in 2024, everything was connected. Laughing my ass off. Motherfuckers out here acting like they know the history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Fair weather morons. Okay.
I just my thing is, and some people have the stance that when you're talking about movies based on comic books, that the comic books are somehow irrelevant to the conversation.
Yeah, he makes that argument a lot, which I don't really understand.
Why is Magna kicking the shit out of comic books? All right, continue to pick up one book, and there you go.
But the thing is, I think he has to. I mean, I don't.
But okay, I'm gonna finish
because you listen.
Comic book store owners don't draw a distinction between manga and comic books. Between even though they're racked separately, it's all the fucking same to them. It's all profit.
Let me finish that tweet.
Right.
Why is Magna kicking the shit out of comic books? Oh, right, continue. Pick up the book when there you go. Comics with all different ones dilutes the brand and causes normies not to pick up them because they don't know where to begin. Instead of following the roots, which was more than Magna approach, Marvel Studios just won. Nope, comics is better and just kick their own brand square in the dick. I can't with these people anymore. So fucking dumb. Just fucking dumb. Jarbo has to understand. Comics is not always about continuing with one major arc. There's a bunch of comic books. In the universe, in the DC Marvel universe, that have different arcs going on well at the same time in the same universe.
Right. Okay? The projection is super strong in that tweet.
Yeah. I don't. If he claims to read comics that he says he does, he would realize that.
I don't think Jarbo's ever claimed.
No, he doesn't claim.
Then he's an idiot. Then he doesn't know what he's talking about. He got exposed right there.
He claims that the comics are inconsequential and don't matter.
Have you seen his whole take about Superman? I mean, there's
a barrier to entry. The only barrier to entry for a young reader trying to pick up a comic.
As Tony would say about certain people that think they know about comics, he's a comic book tourist.
Yeah, but he doesn't claim to know anything about comics.
Then you shouldn't make a tweet like that.
His whole thing is that the comics, he doesn't like the comics. Like he said this multiple times.
That's fine.
Don't bring it up in that tweet because he doesn't always talk.
You can't say they're inconsequential. They don't matter when they're literally the basis for the thing.
Yeah, that I disagree with. Yeah, that's a dumb.
So just real quick here, in November, DC is launching a new line of trade paperbacks. Right, each trade paperback is going to have roughly 30 to 35 issues collected in it.
And Aaron, you heard
for $35. DC's finest titles with comprehensive collections of the most in-demand periods, genres, and characters from across DC's history, focusing on characters and storytelling genres instead of creators or prior series, will give casual fans the chance to discover full continuities for their favorite characters while offering completist readers an affordable option to build out their ultimate collection of stories based on their favorite DC characters. Sounds like a plan.
I bet she hasn't read Magna either.
Aaron,
Magna
you remember
either.
like what I brought up about manga yesterday as well. Like, there's other reasons why people are more invested in manga. It's not like the reasons Jarbo said. You know, people are just more invested into the action and the characters in that.
That tree just mind boggles me because if he missed reading comics stuff like that, he could say that. But
here's the thing: I don't even think Jarbo even reads manga or watches anime.
Yeah.
Like, he said he's not interested in any of that stuff.
Yeah, so it's like,
then stop talking about it.
Like he shouldn't.
He's only interested in the movies.
Here's the thing.
I think he's only interested in being internet famous and whatever it takes to get
that.
True.
Hold on, I want to bring up something that I remember him saying. I remember one time, like, he used to get on, Max's case saying, like, stop talking about stuff you don't know. Well, look.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So, like, why are you talking about, like, comic books and manga as if you know all about it? Like, I don't have the most knowledge, but I can guarantee you I got more knowledge on that stuff than he does.
The thing is, though, like, with comic books, there's so many potential reasons why it's not doing well. And I think the same applies to the MCU. That's what I think. I think the MCU is going to fall into the exact same pitfalls as the comics, because that's the whole gimmick of what they've presented. And I don't have a problem with standalone stuff. I think they should have done it much sooner. But I also think they didn't address the biggest concern, which was, I think it was more so we wanted standalone stuff because we saw that things weren't always connected. And they never addressed the fact that why did they have all these TV shows that were supposedly connected go nowhere? They never addressed that. They never talked about that. And I just feel like they're kind of two problems that you have to address. And this is why I feel like they don't even need to come out and talk about this stuff. Just show us that you did it. Like, you have all these movies and TV shows coming up. Show us that you took the criticism and are working on it, right? And it's not something that is going to happen now. It's these movies and shows were in productions years ago. So, I mean, this is why I just feel like I don't want to say it's dead, because I just think that's hyperbolic. But whatever came before, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the golden age day where everybody's going to see all the MCU movies. I don't think it's going to ever be like that again. I think that was like a once in a like blue moon kind of situation, and that's why the MCU was popular. And now they have to pivot and figure out things, but they also kind of have to figure out, well, why were we relevant in the first place, and how do we continue to do that? And the internet connectivity stuff, I mean, it was interesting. I that's what we liked about it. That the story was every chapter, no matter what it was continuing the story. It added new characters, it added new lore, it added new whatever.
I know people are split on some people think there's a richness of continuity there. Some people think there's not. And however that goes, either way, it was certainly sold to us as that they kind of did make us feel obligated that we had to buy in, to everything.
Yeah.
And they were certainly marketed that way. And maybe that's what they're talking about. I still see it. Those Netflix shows, they were still part of the MCU, but they were tenuous. That those connections
they're
again,
now
tenuous. No, they were before. The first episode of Daredevil, literally, aren't they looking for Office Space, and they can't get any because it's too expensive because they're still building
Avengers.
New York.
Agents of Shields was MCU connected.
Yeah,
to.
there was so and then at some point they just kind of, it's not like anything was discounted. They weren't, and I think we're just going to get back to that. I think it's just going to, whatever they're talking about doing with like severing those tendons between the TV side and the movie side. They're doing it with the movies too. Everything isn't going to be so interwoven anymore. Those days are done.
They had 2 X-Men live actions. They had Legion and they had The Gifted. Yeah,
Legion was just a phenomenal television series. Just super, super good. I go back to it occasionally.
If they want to bring Legion back in the MCU, just get Dan Stevens. Just bring him back.
Yeah.
Just bring him back. Obviously, they cannot bring back Aubrey Plaza because she's playing in Agatha.
Sure they can.
I think they can.
Anything's possible now with variants and the multiverse, and because like we don't forget that the multiverse is more than just alternate timelines. There's alternate timelines within different universes, so the possibilities are endless. And for anyone who wants to argue that X-Men 97 isn't canon, just the Doctor Strange scene doesn't tell you everything you need to know.
The Doctor Strange scene where he's doing surgery?
Yeah. Where did you ever see those?
Well, hold on. What is that alluding to? Because
the X-Men 97 is canon. At some point, it was listed officially in. It might still be. I don't know the multiverse saga, right?
Right.
Wherever it was going someplace, and it's not the place it's going now. Because everything's just so like gelatinous, nothing really is what it is until it is that thing,
Right.
Fantastic Four has been prevised to death, regardless of who was going to be cast in that movie. They already know every beat, every set piece is every shot, every frame of every set piece is there. Like I said, that when they're working backwards, the Marvel way, all they have to do is basically insert the actors into everything that they've already done. What do you think James Gunn was doing for how long was the strike?
Yeah, he was doing
the actor strike or the writing strike? The actor strike?
Both strikes in total were what?
Well, the writer's strike was from May to September, right? And the actor strike was from July to November.
No, but I'm certain James Gunn probably did some stuff.
I think the actor strike ended
he did. They
after the Marvels.
They prevised the shit out of that movie, and and the visual effects people went to work. That's what James Gunn did.
If I remember correctly,
during the strikes,
the
actors went on strike.
The actors. If I remember correctly, the actors strike ended like a day or two after the Marvels came out.
Yeah. It was all a conspiracy against the Marvels. They knew.
Yes, it was.
They knew that they waited until.
I'm sure if there was no actor strike, the Marvels would still bomb.
Yes.
It might have done a little better, I think.
A little bit better, but not like real better.
All the promotion for the Fall Guy certainly didn't save it. It's like I said, making hit genre movies from what used to be like shooting fish in a barrel, kind of like your movie was going to make money regardless of how much it cost, and and if it appealed to a certain audience set, it was going to make money, right? Well, and now it's went from shooting fish in a barrel to being essentially what I call the crapshoot rapture. The world's ending because nobody knows what, nobody's lucky anymore, and it's just stupid, stinking, smelly old luck that nobody wants to factor in anymore,
Look who it is. It's our good old friend Dwayne.
I did see this. I'm very excited about this movie.
He's got application. He's got application all over his head.
Yeah, this is one of the Safdie brothers. Unfortunately, they split up, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
They did? Oh, wow.
Yeah, they did. So we'll have to figure out which one is more talented than the
Isn't
other
it
one.
Benny? It's Benny.
It's
Yeah, this
Benny.
is
Yes.
Benny.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is. You know what? You know this is really out of the box. This is something where maybe we'll see how good of an actor he really is.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, this
You
definitely reminds me
never
of
saw
Uncut
Be Cool?
Gems.
Oh, Be Cool, yeah.
He was fantastic in Be Cool. He was great as Boxer Centauros and Southland Tales.
I think
early on he took some chances.
I think the problem with The Rock is when he's in wrestling, he plays the same character, which is over, right? When he's acting, he plays the same character over and over. I think he took that from wrestling. And when you're acting in movies, you can't exactly play the same character all the time. Ryan Reynolds, for example, but in wrestling you can if it still gets cheers, right? If you still get people are not bored of you, it can work still. But in acting, you know, you're participating in movies, TV shows, you can't exactly play the same character all the time. And
I mean, but they do. That's why there's the term typecast.
I know. But if you want to be taken as a serious actor, you got to expand, you know.
There's everybody still has their range, you know.
Yeah.
It's not that this doesn't seem too far out. It depends on.
It's not very different.
It depends on like what the is it based on a true story?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's MMA, right? It's not boxing, right? It's MMA, right?
No, it's boxing.
Is it boxing?
He's playing a boxer. Yeah.
Oh, really? Good thing it's not Brawl for all.
Let me just check to make sure. I'm
Remember
pretty
Brawl
sure
for all Degrassi back in the 90s?
Uh-huh. I'm stuck in the 90s.
Brawl for all. Remember that? Remember that terrible boxing tournament WWE did?
Yeah. I'm stuck in the 90s. I can't.
No, you're right. It was not MMA, but UFC.
I'm not really stuck in the 90s.
Oh, okay. Well, UFC, MMA is UFC. MMA is mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is UFC. But I don't think it's in the UFC. I think it's just another mixed martial arts tournament. He doesn't even look like The Rock, but he still has the muscle, all that. I mean, it looks like
Yeah, he's got makeup.
He's got hair.
Makeup. They covered his tattoos.
Looks like a nose, and it just looks like a upper his nose and his brow. They changed his brow and it's like his facial structure. It looks like he might even have a chin application too.
I heard a rumor when he comes back to wrestling, because he's pretty much teased he's going to come back for next year. I heard he's going to look like this. No, I'm kidding, guys.
Bruh. He does look like the guy, though. He does look very similar.
I don't even know who the guy is. I don't even know who he's portraying.
Mark Kern?
Who's Mark Kern? But it'd be funny if it does come back like that. Like, people believe me that Margot Robbie was to help John Cena face Roman Reigns, Rock's cousin,
right?
And dressed up as Harley Quinn. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, wait, seriously?
Bruh.
I don't know. People are so stupid sometimes, you know. They'll believe anything. I mean, you know, a lot of people are stupid. They believe anything. What else is there that's fun to talk about? Oh, yeah. So, we'll get to some... Oh, by the way, some Godzilla news. It just broke. Godzilla news it broke about an hour ago. Alan Wingard, or not? It's not going to Wingard. Sorry, it's not going to direct the next Godzilla vs. Kong movie.
Oh, wow, that's surprising.
He's out.
I'm pretty sure I said that on somebody's chat 2 or 3 days ago.
Oh,
so what chat. Is he going to do? Thundercats, or is he going to do something?
No, it just says yeah, maybe Thundercats.
It's Thundercats. I'm pretty sure that they've already sent out offers to people.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna work. That's gonna be
I did not know about this. Apparently there was a Street Fighter live action movie.
Yes, there is. By
I forgot.
The YouTubers, I forget their names.
Oh,
Raka.
Then we're done. That's not gonna work.
No. Listen, I didn't like Talk to Me, but they have a very kinetic kind of style that matches Street Fighter. So
look, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Street Fighter, the one in the 90s with Jean-Claude Van Damme, it wasn't great, but it was a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah.
it's like cheesy bad.
I wouldn't underestimate this movie though. I would not underestimate this movie. Because like I said,
I don't believe in guilty pleasures. If you like something, you like it. Don't feel guilty about it.
Okay. I kind of liked it. I mean, the other one where they did it Chung Li, I did not like that one. That was so bad. The one with Chung Li, remember?
Oh.
Yeah, with the Canadian girl from Smallville. Remember from Smallville, Kristen Kruk, is that her name? They tried to make her Chung Li, and they had like Michael Clark Duncan, and they had what's the Robin Shell? Is that his name from Liu Kang? Robin Shell? Or is it Robin Shell? Liu Kang and is that the actor from Mortal Kombat who plays Liu Kang? Is that Robin Shell? He was in that movie, I think. Yeah.
I do not know. I just got lost there for a minute. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's going forward. Marvel Studios officially moving forward with their X-Men movie. Michael Leslie, Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes are in talks to write the script. People are not happy with that.
Not happy with that. Not happy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things that I don't know if I could feel any more ambivalent about. You know, after the cartoon, you know.
You think
there's just no reason for them to do what they've been.
It's a high bar, isn't it?
It's not that it's a high bar, yes, but I mean, it's X-Men. Why didn't you get someone a little bit with more prestige, or someone who's like, oh, their stuff is rising and it's kind of interesting?
I'm pretty sure Marvel's intention was for James Gunn to do it.
I wouldn't be surprised, but
however many years ago.
Oh,
well, there was a rumor going around that they wanted Ryan Coogler to.
He did. He was a writer on Assassin's Creed.
He did Assassin's. No, he wrote Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
Yo, Aaron,
I just don't. When people who have worked primarily in television, right, come on a big movie like this, when all they've written one movie that performed relatively well, and everything else they've done has either been on stage or television. I don't know. For this, it kind of, there's no way you start from scratch. There's a bunch of stuff that they're gonna throw at him. You know. Yeah,
this to me sounds more like the same of what they were doing before. Got a writer.
It's exactly what it is. Yeah. And I guess I told someone it's all it is we just know the name of the person who gets fired in 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow, Indiana finally scored a point.
Yeah.
Boston's like up by 10 points. It's 4-14 Boston.
Okay.
They're they could possibly get blown out already. It's like you ain't dealing with a different kind of roster right now.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure that section of the Marvel universe was free for James Gunn to do whatever he wanted with if he had stayed.
They're the ones who fired him.
Yeah, but he came back. He did. Not like they didn't make him an offer to stay.
Which is stupid because he's going to DC, and he's one of the directors that worked in Marvel that knows most about comics. The knowledge about comics.
I mean, I think with X-Men, you definitely need someone who likes X-Men and cares about X-Men and wants to make it not like the Bryan Singer stuff.
It has to be different. We can't go back to the same thing.
I don't really.
People.
Why are they? First off, why are they even rushing this X-Men movie?
People take your time. It's like X-Men's popularity is going back up, but it's like
time while the iron's hot.
Well, you know what I think it is? I think they want to sprung off some spin-offs from the X-Men movie.
Yeah,
but they made that mistake years ago. Remember, X-Men Origins Wolverine was going to spring off a bunch of spin-offs, and look what happened.
I remember on a Max stream a couple of years ago, we were having a debate about what they're going to do with X-Men. I said X-Men could be a movie. It's not going to be a show, a TV show. People suggested, they should do X-Men as a TV show. I'm like, no, X-Men, it's going to be a movie.
Yeah, I think, the idea of it being a TV show was cool, but It's just gonna be redundant and doesn't make
Yeah.
sense to do it. It's
Also,
too
after
expensive.
you know, I know I haven't seen 97, but like after 97, you know, a lot of people love that. Do they really want to do a live action show?
DL's doing a stream tomorrow on the show. If you want to,
They've got a with the success of this cartoon and with the initial plans that they've thrown out the window.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like this show is going to. They don't need. They're not. I don't think they're going to bother with this show and Deadpool and Wolverine and just the concept of the multiverse and the sacred timeline and the hints that this first season threw out about how it's possibly connected to the greater MCU, right? The firing of the showrunner, all of that, the hiring of this person, everything that has come before in regards to this franchise as since Marvel's had it back in house.
Oh.
It just seems like they've got this foundation now. That a lot of people think that the Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine is a variant of the Wolverine. That's like a variant of the Wolverine in the cartoon or the Wolverine in the cartoon. Either way,
It's not,
but it kind of is.
It's not even the one from Logan.
It's
People probably,
I think at this rate it's gonna be I don't know if it's gonna be in that movie, but one of these movies before Secret Wars is gonna have the X-Men and they're gonna look like the cartoon, but they're not gonna be the cartoon version.
That's
you're gonna have the costumes, right? You're gonna have the
Wolverine. They're gonna look like it started in the Marvels. They did it in the Marvels. They did it in Doctor Strange and Multiverse 2. Doctor Strange 2.
They're gonna be in the costume.
They're gonna look like the animated Fox X-Men.
Yeah. People wanted that.
Most of them will be played by the live action.
The Fox X-Men, yes.
That's the people.
And House of M already happened.
X-Men
right? Wanda said no more mutants. They all went away wherever they went. We don't know. Maybe this is where they went. Right?
And
now they're coming back.
Miss Marvel is technically a mutant now in the MCU.
Yeah, after she died.
And so is she in the comics now. So.
Namor is considered a mutant too.
Namor's the first mutant.
Yeah, he's the first mutant.
Apocalypse is really the first mutant.
Well, we're like in terms of creation.
I thought. I mean, I'm really looking forward to Apocalypse of season 2, and I agree with you, Degrassi. No, not you, Degrassi. Blinded. I think the 4 Horsemen, definitely Gambit. It's gonna be, if he's gonna be revived, it's gonna be one of the 4 Horsemen.
I think it's gonna be Gambit, Wolverine, Storm, and Morph. That's my guess. Because Storm and Morph and Wolverine were not in the ending, which I thought was interesting.
Dude, here's the thing, Degrassi. Here's the thing: if we see Kang in Egypt, George, you care if we spoil?
We did
that. Yeah, he just spoiled it.
We already did.
I know. Kind of. George, you don't care, right?
I don't care. You can spoil.
We saw it. I mean, that was basically one of his time spheres, right? Giant time sphere cities.
It's just a theory because we saw that some of the X-Men go back in time to ancient Egypt, right? And we see.
I don't think that's a theory, though. That looks like Immortus is one of Kang's variants.
No, Momotat's connection to Apocalypse. Remember?
Yeah, but so does Immortus.
I think Momotat, that variant is the one that helped makes Apocalypse become Apocalypse.
I forget.
Was Kang because there's a bit of confusion going on with this cartoon universe now. And I didn't even I don't know much of the 90s cartoon stuff, but was Kang ever in like that Fantastic Four?
I don't remember.
TV
No.
show? No. Okay. Was he ever in any of these cartoons?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Because there is some confusion going on though that I was like, that is weird they put that in there. and I didn't even comprehend it.
Okay, so
it was pointed out. But hold on, I want to say this: Black Panther's father is in the show, but T'Challa.
yeah,
So, what happened to T'Challa? Are they is
I
the
don't
MCU
remember.
getting rid of him now
I
completely
don't
and
remember
everything?
because I don't blinded because I don't think every hero character we saw cameos appeared in the original X-Men show.
But
Captain
Black
America,
Panther was in the Fantastic Four TV show,
yeah.
which I don't know if that is connected, but we saw Reed Richards and he had the outfit from
I mean,
that show.
that's a good. That's a.
Again, I think
So
it's just going to be one of those things where
So
because the Fantastic Four cartoon wasn't on Fox, it was part of a syndicated package with
right.
with
Hulk and
Apocalypse, right?
Hulk,
You know,
Iron Man, and what was the other one? Silver Surfer.
Silver
Right.
Surfer. So with Apocalypse, right? So Kang the Conqueror arrives in ancient Egypt and assumes the identity of Pharaoh Wamatut. He knowing who and Sabak is fated to become. That's Apocalypse guy. That guy becomes Apocalypse. Fated to become and where he is. Wamatut sends his general Zemedias and an army to destroy the sandstormers and find a young Apocalypse. And Sabarnir and Baal are injured and seek refuge in the cave. So that him and Baal seek refuge in the cave. But in this cave, Baal reveals before he dies an ancient alien technology, an advanced alien technology hidden in the cave, and left by Celestials. And that's how it becomes Apocalypse vowing revenge on Wamatut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mortis was in X-Men.
Was he?
Okay.
Yeah, the end of time, the promise of apocalypse, the Lazarus chamber, and the end of the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I forget, because I think that's what happened in the comics. He somehow, Bishop finds him. Somehow Bishop finds this character, and this character's really Kang.
And and I can't wait for season 2 because the X-Men, the Renter, be like, you're gonna be conflicted because we saw evidence about Knock, right? Being attacked by soldiers. I assume those soldiers are from the Pharaoh, and I assume that's one of Kang's. I assume that's Mamatata or somebody, and we know he's weak. It's because Apocalypse was shunned away because he was born like he was born like that. He saw in the finale, right? He was born looking like that, and as he becomes Apocalypse and throughout the centuries, he tricks people into worshiping him because he's really the first mutant to kind of pretend he's a god, right?
Right.
You saw that in the terrible Apocalypse movie. You all saw the Apocalypse movie. Remember in the beginning, this story?
Right.
Yeah. Right. So, but now we see that there's Apocalypse in the past and there's Apocalypse in the future in '97. He was just raiding. He had to know Geonosis was gonna be destroyed because he went away to Geonosis, didn't he? At the end, or
I don't think if I remember correctly from the comics, the Sinister that we see, the Apocalypse that we see at the end, who gets the death card, picks up Gambit's. That's not really Apocalypse. That's Sinister posing as Apocalypse. But this
I'll never forget like X-Men Apocalypse
cartoon takes liberties.
Just like how random it felt like the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse were.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing I will say about that movie, there's 2 things I did like about that movie. I like the Quicksilver rescue scene in that movie and the Weapon X action sequence.
I forget how they even go about the 4 Horsemen in that movie. Was it Storm, Archangel,
Cyclops, and Magneto? Yes, Magneto was a 4 Horsemen.
I completely forgot Cyclops.
The Magneto, the emotional Magneto stuff.
Magneto didn't willingly, right? He was willing to do it because I think the other 3 were kind of controlled by Apocalypse. They weren't willing to do it willingly. Yeah. I think.
Well, also,
I gotta rewatch the movie.
Is I think people were saying that the show could also be setting up X-Force because Cable. I think it's Cable.
Totally
you do see Cyclops. You do see Cyclops.
I think this thing's spinning out into its own thing. Like,
Oh,
there's
you
going to be
think so?
multiple shows.
You do see
That makes
Psylocke.
sense. No, that's not what I was talking about. At the ending, you see all the mutants that are and their status, and you see I think it's Sunspot, Jubilee, and Cable are the only ones who went AWOL. So
Forge didn't get. Forge was with them too because
Forge and
was
Bishop are
Forge.
still.
I don't think it said AWOL for Forge, was it?
No,
I thought he was presumed dead.
No, Forge. No. He remember at the ending, he had all the posters of the missing X-Men and mutants. Forge.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It says AWOL for Forge.
No,
That's what I'm asking.
Forge is there.
Forge is there.
one.
Forge and Bishop.
Forge was there. He didn't get.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm saying does it say is it presumed dead or did he go AWOL?
No. He went. I don't think he went AWOL. He's not dead.
I don't know why.
I
keep
because
thinking
that's what I'm talking about.
No, they said he went. I think on the posters when he was looking, they said missing. Because it was weird because I was looking at that. I was looking at the scene. I'm like, okay, yeah, but I was like, Scarlet Witch is missing too. I'm like, Scarlet Witch wasn't even there.
No, it says Scarlet Witch is off-world.
Yeah, off-world.
And Scarlet Witch was in the ending of the show. We saw her in the dream sequence.
Oh,
you couldn't see her face. Yeah,
Is that what the
Magneto sequence?
Is that what her picture said across it? It said
it said off-world. Yeah, that's why I was saying there's 3 characters that say AWOL. No, and so people are thinking that Cable and Jubilee and Sunspot are gonna now form the beginnings of an X-Force because they're the only characters who say AWOL, which is kind of weird. That's what I was saying. Oh, does his poster say AWOL? Because then that would also play into that theory.
Oh no, yeah.
I don't know.
I'm looking for the screenshot.
LaForge before, like the guard from Mallrats, LaForge. I don't know why.
Was it Forge?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I keep thinking I'm hearing LaForge, like the weird security guard from Mallrats.
No, but that's Forge and Bishop looking at the chart.
No. Yeah, that was Forge. Yeah, Forge. Yeah, he didn't go back.
I'm confused. I think you guys are saying Forge. I thought you said Morph.
Morph. I think Morph was on the ship.
No. Forge was Forge is the one looking at the poster.
Yeah.
Morph is with Wolverine, right?
Yeah, I think it's
Wolverine. That's why I'm confused. I'm like, well, I heard Morph. I heard Morph this entire time.
I keep hearing LaForge.
I'm like,
LaForge from Star Trek? LaForge?
No, I'm talking about LaForge, the security guard from Mallrats. I don't know if you ever see Mallrats. The guard Jay and Silent Bob kept trying to destroy.
Yes, he was played by legendary stuntman and muscle man Sven Thorson.
LaForge.
In my opinion, Mallrats is one of the most underrated comedies. I don't care.
Yeah,
I remember when that movie came out, man.
Okay,
I'm stuck in the 90s. I'm stuck in the 90s, man.
I don't know why. I feel like Brody brought up some interesting discussions on superheroes and their private lives. I was gonna say that.
I was Brody Bruce in 1996, man. Like, I mean, I had jobs, plural, but I was a fucking loudmouth comic nerd.
Yeah, that's kind of me at this point. Like, I'm a loudmouth.
I found the screenshot. Yeah, okay. There's Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver say off-world. Cable says AWOL. So does Jubilee. And then the characters that we saw in the ending, except for Storm, are presumed dead. And Morph says presumed dead.
Because this is 6 months after. The last couple of scenes were 6 months after. That when Forge is looking at the post, I believe that was 6 months.
Yeah, that was after.
Yeah, the defeat of Bastion. Yeah, but Cable is AWOL, but he wasn't there. He was wasn't he in the diner?
Yeah, he was. That's why I was saying.
Yeah.
The theory about I think he is going to him and Jubilee and Sunspot are making the X-Force. Was the theory.
Well, you think you think Bastion is still alive? Yeah, I do.
No, those guys never die.
Yeah. I don't think they'll bring him back right away in the next season, obviously, but
yeah. Is he a mutant or not? Is he technically a mutant?
Yeah, that was one of the things people were debating on because people were saying he isn't a mutant, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the way the show went about it, I would say yes, he is a mutant.
Because Xavier sees him sees him a mutant, but he couldn't. But his mother didn't. His mother hid him away from Xavier, right? His mother.
Because the thing is, I looked it up and yeah, because in the comics, people do say
he's not a mutant.
he's not a mutant.
In the comics, he's not a mutant. I don't think he's classified as a mutant in the comics.
Yeah, in the comics, he's not. Even though it's similar, so I would say in the show, yeah, he's a mutant. Just because they, I mean.
But wouldn't that mean Nimrod and Master Motor mutants? I don't understand because didn't they?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Because they had to do. Because they with the janitor, his father was a janitor. They kind of went back in time and they had to create, and I don't know, that little yellow thing, streaky thing that went into the janitor.
Well, but here's the thing, because you know, there's that weird.
Why would they make a mutant? They hate mutants,
Degrassi
right?
probably knows this. You know how some people debate, or I don't know if it's said in the comics or where this came from, but people make the argument that Spider-Man and Hulk might be mutants. More so, I think Hulk.
Spider-Man?
Yes, I've seen people make that claim too. That one to me, I'm like, does that make sense?
No, that means all the other heroes that have powers may be considered mutants.
Yeah, but what about the Hulk? The Hulk, I think, is a more interesting case.
Technically, he's been mutated by gamma rays.
Yeah.
Peter Parker's
Peter
Parker's DNA has been mutated by
the Spider-Man animated series.
Right. So wouldn't that mean that they're mutants? But I guess
I think the eventuality is at some point in Marvel's long-running continuity, it'll just be like everyone's a mutant. Let's party.
In DC, they become metahumans. We know in DC they become metahumans.
That was Keith Giffen. That was from the invasion. Metahuman. They didn't start calling DC superheroes metahumans until DC Invasion.
Right,
which is a spectacular.
Blinded. I know the Spider-Man animated series because you remember that part where Spider-Man he became that giant spider in the animated series.
Yeah.
Before that, he went to the Xavier's mansion because he was told by, I think one of the doctors. I think was it Craven's wife, whoever who was it who told him that there's an expert on mutation, right? And that's Xavier, right? So he's trying to snuck it into the Xavier mansion to confront Professor Xavier about mutations and stuff. And he didn't accept it, right? Because he didn't accept. I think Xavier would accept you, even if you're not exactly genetically born as a mutant. Because to be a mutant, it has to be genetically, right? You have to be born with the mutant gene in you. Spider-Man isn't, but it doesn't matter to Xavier.
Yeah, but now with now this is something I just thought of.
Yeah.
Now with the MCU and what they did with Miss Marvel, how can they deny Spider-Man as a mutant then?
Yeah, exactly.
Because Miss Marvel's powers are triggered by something else.
Well, it's Doctor Strange a mutant? Because can anybody do those powers Doctor Strange can do? Because in the MCU, it seems like he can.
I mean, I think it's kind of interesting, but I could see how some people would get livid by this shit if they just were like, no, everybody's technically a mutant. Yeah, but not. I mean, it would kind of diminish the point of the X-Men, but
we know what Dragon Ball
characters.
When were Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver ever off-world when they weren't?
I don't know.
When they weren't with the Avengers.
I don't know. I assume that's a setup for the next
season. I don't know how many episodes there were in X-Men 92. I know there were one. I know Quicksilver is more than one, but I know about Scarlet Witch and I don't know.
They're obviously setting them up because they had that cameo and for some reason their faces were blurred, which that doesn't make sense because Magneto. I'm pretty sure that the show already has revealed that that's his kids. So why? Well,
they did 92.
Yeah, but now they're not his kids in the comics.
Yeah, now they're not.
He still has Lorna.
It's just better if they are his kids.
And also Polaris was there too.
Yeah.
She was standing beside Rogue. Yeah.
Introduced the daughter. He had his other daughter, Polaris, Lorna. Yeah,
Right.
She was old though, right?
No, I think she's young, isn't she?
Was she? I don't remember.
See,
What do you
that's the
mean?
thing here. Here's the thing. See, in the MCU, in the 616 universe, the idea that humans are afraid of mutants wouldn't make sense anymore since they saw the Avengers take down aliens and stuff, and you saw like Thor could do all this, Scarlet Witch could do all this, Doctor Strange could do all this. Why should humans be scared of mutants in the MCU?
I've got a question. I'm trying to remember something real quick. Didn't the series finale of Loki, didn't Mobius say that to mention 616 adjacent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That. Okay, so you know what that is, right?
I'm say it because I'm thinking two different.
I believe it. I believe that it is the comics.
Yeah, that's.
I have an update. There's breaking news on where Mobius, Owen Wilson. Breaking news.
Oh, yeah.
He's in the MCU. We have a picture. This is him from Deadpool Wolverine 3. Picture just breaking.
I knew it was gonna be a joke because I was like,
look at how lit up he is right now.
He was at the hockey game yesterday, the playoff game between Edmonton and Vancouver. He was there. And if he's in Vancouver, it means he's filming something. Can you imagine?
Hey, Owen.
Well, did Deadpool Wolverine film in Vancouver a little bit?
I don't think
Ryan Reynolds is one of those guys that the movie will come to him. So yeah, sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that movie's gonna be jam packed with Canadian references. No one is talking about the CN Tower thing. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it's good. They're really exploring Ryan Reynolds for sure. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine are both Canadian characters, but Ryan Reynolds is the reason behind they're gonna use some of the Canadian references because he's Canadian himself.
Yeah, he's got to make them clever though. That CN Tower one was definitely funny. I laughed.
It's easy to make fun of CN Tower because the CN Tower looks like a giant dick. You can easily do that.
But just it being in the void, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Man, there goes Toronto, man. What happened? Make Alpha Force. Team Alpha.
That's what I hope they put like some. And in the ending of 97, we did see some X-Force members. X-Force members. Jesus. Alpha Flight members.
Alpha Flight. If they make a movie and none of the Alpha Flight cast members are not Canadian, then I'll call out Kevin Feige once again. I'll write a bunch of emails to Kevin Feige. What have you done? You ignore the Canadians. You don't like Canadians. Yeah. Because you have to, right? For that movie, if you're gonna make a movie at Alpha Flight, you have to. It has to be all Canadian.
We'll see if it's even a movie. We'll see.
Can't have Alpha Flight with North Star now. North Star will be problematic for people.
No,
true.
Problematic for who?
Anti-LGBT people.
Yeah, those people. I mean, the thing is, like, they used one of the few characters that was like the first character to come out as gay. Was he the first Marvel character to come out as gay?
Officially, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, they could do this, but they're gonna have to make Magneto the main villain again. And I'm kind of tired of Magneto as the main villain over and over.
Yeah, they gotta do something different.
Yeah.
I don't think Magneto will be. I think he'll be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I at this point, I don't know. It's just, and I don't know if they do. That's the thing.
Well, I mean,
think they have some kind of they have an idea machine that's just shitting this stuff out, and it's just like wherever we're at when we get to it is where we'll be, and that's what we're gonna do. And it just
all they really got to do, if they mess up X-Men, right, this would be pretty sad because first off, the show is right there. The show is literally right there. All you have to do is look at the elements of the show that are working and be like, okay, we'll just put this in the movie.
But they fired the guy that was responsible for all those elements that worked.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You can't discount, like, the showrunner. Like, people like to give showrunners shit, but everything lives and dies with them. And
Could you imagine in some alternate multiverse where what's his name, Bo DeMeo is the one writing the X-Men movie? Do you know how everybody would celebrate that? That would be the biggest W ever. Like that movie. I mean, it's gonna depend on who directs it, but at least we know the writing will be solid. Now, like every
But
day,
they would
it's
do
this
some
is the
shit like
story
hire
with
Kate Herron.
Marvel.
I'm sorry, that's what's going to happen.
Say that again. Sorry.
They'll do some stupid shit and hire Peyton Reed. It's
fuck.
They're going to go like this whole Star Trek deal, like Simon Kinberg. Most of the stuff, the majority of the shit that dude's written has been hot fucking garbage, and now he's basically going to be Calvinizing the Enterprise era for Paramount in the series. Is it movies? I don't even know. I don't even think they're clear about it.
You can have a writer who has done a lot of bad writing. There's rolling a lot of movies or TV shows, and then they come out with writing for something for a TV or movie, and it ends up being really good. And all of a sudden, they're
but these people have their track record is literally bad.
Sometimes they ignore the track record. You could right. You know, we say there's a lot of great directors, and you always could find one bad movie. It's like that.
I'm not saying the movie should be a copy. I'm saying there's elements of the show that work extremely well. Like Aaron was just saying, you can't have Magneto be the villain. Well, the show proves that you don't need him to be a villain.
Yes.
He can flip flop.
That's because
he's just a reoccurring character.
Be a copy, but they're building.
That's because he's not. He doesn't want to be. He's not really a villain anymore in the comics. He's not really a villain anymore in the comics.
There's certain ideas in the show that I'm not talking about plot points. I'm just saying the ideas of what it's doing is why it's well received. That whole episode where a bunch of characters are being killed off. It's not that the characters are being killed off. It's the fact that was set up. So you're like, oh yeah, they have the triangle between Rogue and Magneto and Gambit. And now, oh crap, Magneto or Gambit is dead. And that's going to affect Rogue. That's good character development. They like Marvel hasn't been doing any of that. They seem to not have any drama. The drama of, people always said Marvel Comics was like, what's it called? Like, it was like a soap opera. Like, people were very invested in the characters' lives.
With, fantastical characters living a street level soap opera.
The thing is,
the movies really don't have that.
The Humans' Dilemma is always going to be important to X-Men lore because it's the main. Right. It's the main factor, and it's the main. Factor of the whole thing. But you can't always make Magneto the reason why. You got Bastion. Bastion is basically the opposite of Magneto. Okay.
I don't think the destruction of Genosha in the destruction of Genosha in a cartoon on television, and the introduction of Cassandra Nova in the next live action movie,
Deadpool movie,
is a coincidence. Those two events are tied together in the comics.
We gradually thought Onslaught was coming in the X-Men 97.
Well, I'm pretty sure he is coming.
He is.
They set that up. Yeah.
But they already did, because they've kind of already did the Age of Apocalypse in
but
in X-Men 92.
There's always going to be the Age of Apocalypse because he always needs to always comes back. I think Apocalypse is hard to kill. That's the thing.
Never been a huge fan of that character. When they rolled him out, he was cool and all, but yeah, that was an interesting time when they launched X Factor and they brought the original.
There's a lot of X-Men villains you could use that you don't have to use Magneto for, right? Like, Apocalypse, obviously, Cassandra Nova.
She was the next logical choice for me.
But then some of the X-Men villains I can mention, like Lady Deathstrike, Mr. Sinister, Juggernaut. You could easily put Lady Deathstrike in a Wolverine film if you want.
Yeah, but
Michael Red in a Wolverine film too.
But okay, here's the thing though. If you're gonna do all that stuff, that's pretty much what the MCU was doing before.
Exactly. Yeah.
The whole idea is that there's X-Men characters who were villains and they flip-flop consistently. That should be in the movies. It shouldn't be one person picks a side and stay with it. It should be a little bit of gray, a little bit of mixture going on, because that's going to keep Marvel interesting. That's why the show is interesting.
Because we saw Omega Red in X-Men 97. Who was he with in that? Was he working with the Russian government then? Again?
Who was he being? Wasn't he being experimented on?
Yeah, we know.
He shows up twice, doesn't he?
He was supposed to be. He was supposed to be the Russian version of Captain America, wasn't he?
He was the Russian Weapon X, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Weapon X. Yeah. Okay. Not Captain America. So the Wolverine. Yeah.
Well, it's all. I mean, they're developing.
Yeah, it's all the same kind of.
I mean,
at least in the movies.
Because some of the X-Men villains are not exactly for the whole X-Men. It's certain characters, like Mrs. Sister is heavily evolved in Jean Grey and Cyclops, right? They Deathstroke and Omega Red heavily evolved in Wolverine. If you get my point, right? You know?
Yeah, certain characters.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But
I think it should be there's different sides and people pick the side, and the side isn't bad or good. It's just neutral. They're fighting for. They have a difference of opinion, and one side maybe goes a little bit further with what they claim, but it's not that they are just completely the bad guy.
Well,
they need to get
that's what Magneto thinks.
The MCU needs to get completely away from what they were doing before. With we're gonna kill off the villain and that's it. No, that's not gonna fly with X-Men. That's not gonna fly at all.
That's the thing with the problem in the MCU. They have problems with reoccurring villains.
Yeah, they don't, and it's funny too because the villains that were good, they were some of the most generic villains. I like Guardians of the Galaxy, but Ronan could have been just as good as the comics. He's a very cool villain. I don't know. I mean, listen, I like the movie still, but I just feel like you didn't really need to kill him off. You could have just kept him around. But it is what it is.
It just makes me upset that he was so easy manhandled in the X-Men 97 show, but the Guardians couldn't do anything against Ronan, and he got Gamora there. Like in Drax.
Yeah, there's just way too many villains in the MCU. Like what's his name? Is it Malekith? Malekith. They butchered that.
Dark World?
They butchered that character.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that, Blinded. Thanks.
What?
I'm working I'm artist friend and I'm myself working on something. No, what's his name? That's going to be one of my villain characters. It's going to be called what's his name?
Yeah.
What's his name? And everybody goes, oh yeah.
What's his name?
Everybody knows it's what's its name. It's like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, what's your name?
Or that guy. That guy's the villain.
Yeah, you know there was almost an Omega. There was the some of the production team behind Bryan Singer's last two X-Men movies pitched several different. When was Days of Future Past? No, it was Apocalypse.
14. 14? Oh yeah, 14. It was between,
first class is 11. It would have been between like 14 and 16. Simon Kinberg refused to read. Some of Singer's crew went with pitch for a Beast solo movie with Nicholas Hoult, and for whatever reason, they would have been connected to a solo Omega Red movie. I'm got my eyes closed trying to remember all this bullshit.
I don't know if a solo Omega Red movie would have worked.
But they were both going to be connected with Sinister as the main villain between both of them. And they were going to be like period pieces, 80s period pieces. It's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, they teased Nathan Essex, right?
Hold on, Aaron. We talked about that before, but with Gambit.
Yeah.
Because Gambit, what Degrassi's describing, that sounds exactly what Gambit was trying to set up. Some like set piece, and they're gonna be like rated R movies, like but smaller budget. Yeah, it was weird what they're doing. I mean, that Gambit movie. I mean, it had a lot of good directors attached to it. That's the thing where it's like, oh, you got to wonder, even though it's nothing like the comic, it still could have been a good movie. So there's some ideas I think I would have liked to see out of
I
Kevin
just
Costner.
like if a character can't carry a lot, like if a comic book character, it's hard to say because again, it's another crapshoot.
I'm curious
Yeah.
why they never used Gambit in any of the X-Men movies.
But we talked about this though.
Before that, like when they were doing like in the
X3, he was supposed to be in X3, and the reason why it didn't happen was because Bryan Singer wasn't directing the movie.
Old shrimp fingers.
Because he did Superman. Because he did Superman for that year.
Yeah, because he did Superman, and I told you, and then it was Channing Tatum was always supposed to be.
I know Channing Tatum
Gambit.
was, yeah.
Everybody
back
loved
then.
Charming Taters.
Yeah, because I used to see people say, "Oh, Channing Tatum, he just like came out of nowhere," and then when you actually look into the whole story about Gambit, you're like, "Oh, actually, no, he's been like very involved with this for quite some time, like since X3 was being in production."
If you're looking back because the Rogue's relationship now in the X-Men movies was with Bobby Drake, Iceman, and now Iceman is gay.
He owns,
but that's a. Nah.
I've had some interactions with him. He's pretty fucking cool, actually.
Who?
Channing Tatum. He bought a bar and a farm.
In Nashville?
No, in Illinois, from some close friends of my family, and
farms in Illinois.
Illinois' industrial agricultural state. It's all flat. Illinois it's one of its affectionate nicknames is the flatland, right? Or the flatlands. It doesn't start to get hilly until you get in southern Illinois. But that's So he did, and this was a few years back, and I was visiting, and he came into the bar that he later purchased because he liked it so much.
Right. Well, I have a question for you, Degrassi. Do you think he's in Deadpool 3?
I do.
At this point, I think, especially if there's still 9 days. We got 9 days left in the month? 10 days left in the month.
What's it? The 20th or 21st?
21st.
And they're supposed to be. I don't know. It sounds like they're done. But what's done?
Yeah.
You can make changes to a movie while it's in theaters. So
well, they did that for Ant-Man.
They did it for The Empire Strikes Back. George Lucas had Stanley Kubrick did it for 2001. Stanley Kubrick
2 months. They have 2 months.
The Shining.
They could.
You just request. Those directors would request that reel changes, and the new reels would go out with their trims to the theaters. They would just switch the reels out and send the other reel back. Now it's all just a DCP. It's just a DCP upgrade. It's like a new. It's overwritten with new data. It's crazy. But no, I mean they would literally have an army of people that would overnight, that were responsible for overnighting new film reels, like from the minute Empire Strikes Back premiered 44 years ago tonight or whatever, yesterday or today. I think it was, I forget how many trims and reel changes. I mean, the entire ending of the movie changed. They shot new stuff.
Was like the father? I Am Your Father was not with the
No. The final scene when with Luke and Leia and the droids on the medical frigate, and Han, and I guess when George is sitting there watching it with the premiere audience or whatever, he's like, "Yeah, this doesn't make sense. We've got to fix this." And the movie was going wide in like 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, so they had like 2 weeks to film a bunch of effects inserts, and recut that last scene in Empire to make it work. So while George Lucas or Irvin Kershner did direct that movie, I mean
in Star Wars, right? They were Luke and Leia was originally supposed to be a relationship, right? That was supposed to be the original plan. It was the original plan because you could tell in the New Hope That was the idea to build a relationship between Luke.
Yeah, in some draft, in the earliest drafts of Return of the Jedi, Luke's sister would have a name, and she wasn't Leia.
Yeah. You could tell because Luke. Look, there's all the signs that are. Luke, we have to save her. We have to save her, right? That's when a hero does that. When a hero, that's always when a protagonist and the male protagonist. It always means that the woman they're going to save is going to be their love interest. Always.
Yeah, one of the things. One of the things.
Always.
Every Star Wars fan should read about, especially going into this new era of movies, is I want to know what point in what draft of Return of the Jedi, whatever it was called at the time, Lucas had intended through several drafts to bring Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Yoda back to life.
Yeah,
not just ghosts. They were just through whatever Luke and Vader did. To the Emperor, made it so Jedi were, I don't know if there was any explanation for it, but instead of them being 3 Force ghosts celebrating with them at the end, they're actually there and hugging,
right,
commiserating and enjoying things, and that's an element that I know Dave Filoni's pretty eager to play around with. So
actually,
it kind of has already
physically back.
Yeah, like they were alive again.
Come back from the dead.
They were literally, instead of going from Force ghosts, they became living, breathing, corporeal forms again.
I mean, and Anakin, we forgive you, even though you killed so many people.
Yeah, but back then, I mean, we didn't really know.
I mean, we didn't know back then he was going to kill younglings, so.
Yeah, we didn't. George may have, but we didn't.
George Lucas might have. He might have been like, yeah, I've had this play for many
It's just so weird to me. Changed all the changes that he made from finishing writing the Phantom Menace to
you want Dragon Ball Z, man. Vegeta, man. Look at Vegeta.
Why did you change that?
That's right. I
he's
mean,
like, for my
Vegeta
kid
was forgiven for all the people he's killed.
My son.
Yeah, he's killed millions
for his son.
Yeah.
What's the alien sidekick's name in this one, son? Jar Jar. Oh, thank you, son.
Jar Jar Binks.
I love Jar Jar though, man.
Squeeze me.
Those movies just unlike the original trilogy, the prequels and the sequels, they just are what they are. They're Star Wars movies, and like it says it on the box.
Jar Jar Binks became a senator or something.
Yeah,
he gave Palpatine emergency powers.
Yeah, he did give Palpatine.
He's like, give emergency powers
to Senator Palpatine. Senator Jar Jar.
You will see him again, probably in The Mandalorian and Grogu, or if there's another season of The Mandalorian.
People are not mad at him for giving Palpatine power.
Yeah, and they're doing the Darth Jar Jar thing in this new Lego special or this new Lego series.
You're really doing it?
I remember. Well, didn't George Lucas originally write something from Attack of the Clones while walking on set?
Oh yeah, the whole
it was like
Jar Jar Binks.
Idea.
Jar Jar Binks' whole stupidness and clumsiness is just all an act the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Hold on. You know what actually would have made this? You know what made the sequel trilogy so much better? If instead of bringing Palpatine back, Jar Jar was revealed to be the Sith Lord all this time, and it's like, hello, Kylo Ren. He said Darth Jar Jar Binks.
But check out
I'm the real Sith Lord.
I forget what it's called. It's It's the new Lego Star Wars show on Disney Plus. It looks pretty cool, actually. But I gotta head out. If you're still on here,
I'm gonna end it. We've been for 2 hours, man. 2.5 hours.
All right, I'll check on you. But I'm getting out of here. You guys have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Follow the Grassy on Twitter, guys.
Later.
Yeah, later. How about you, George? You got anything to promote?
I mean, I'm planning on seeing Furiosa this weekend. I need some good enjoyment this weekend. I'll tell you why after the stream, but yeah, you can find me at the George. I'll post the link. I also reviewed King of the Planet of the Apes on both the Movie Nerds and my YouTube channel, so you can check those out as well. I'll find my link.
Well, I find his link. Blinded. Anything up?
I'm sick right now, so I mean I'm working on stuff, but I'm sick right now, so I'm not gonna promote anything.
All right. Yeah, thank you guys. For me, guys, thank you. If you want to talk X-Men 97, DL is having a spoiler stream, I believe, tomorrow, 10 p.m. It's on his channel and Max's channel. I don't know if Blind, if you want to
Probably
go on.
not. Probably
Okay.
not.
Okay. You probably won't. All right. But yeah, he's doing a stream tomorrow on that. Let you all know. And make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below. Take care, guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.